I'm Mark Alexander, by the way, and I'd like to welcome everyone to the Parks and Support Group of Sonoma County's virtual meeting. We have today Elizabeth Wong as our guest speaker, and she'll be informing everyone about the California Telephone Access Program. This is a state-mandated program that provides free specialized telephones to all qualified Californians. This program is beneficial for those of us who have difficulty in hearing, seeing, moving, speaking, or remembering. Elizabeth has been an outreach specialist with the California Phone Access Program for over 10 years. Besides presenting to various groups, she also goes into customers' homes to assist with their telecommunication needs. When she's not working, she enjoys gardening and fixing things around the house with her son. Following the presentation, there'll be a chance to address questions that you may have. Please address your questions in the chat function at any time. So now it's my pleasure to ask Elizabeth to unmute herself and give us an in-depth view of the California Telephone Access Program.
Thank you, Mark. So I am going to share my screen. All right, so, once again, Mark did a really good introduction of me, right? I'm from California Phones. It is a state mandated program that provides telephone for people that cannot use a regular phone, right? If you have trouble hearing, seeing, moving, speaking, or remembering, you could qualify for one of these phones. So I have my email address on the screen. Feel free to write it down, because in the future, if you have any questions, you can always email me. Email is the best way to contact me. I don't really answer my phone because I get way too many scams. So, the best way is to email me. Okay. So I'll give a couple minutes if people want to write it down. Or you know what? I can also put it in the chat when I'm done with the presentation. Okay. So what is California Telephone Access Program? So just so you know, this program actually has been around since 1979. At the beginning of the program, we focus on giving telephone to people that is completely deaf or have severe hearing loss. So think about it, right? If you want to call someone, you have to be able to hear what they have to say to you. But what if you're completely deaf, or your hearing is so bad that that you can barely hear any word, right? With people like that, they get a TTY. I know David, had told me, something about TTY, so he know what it is like. So TTY is a teletypewriter. You type out what you want to say, and then the other person, and then the call will go through an operator, and then the operator will type out what the other person say on the screen, right? So if you have trouble hearing, then you can read what they say, and then you can respond by either typing or talking. So that, kind of goes to tell you, that it's kind of like old technology, right? Things has changed over time. And also this program has expanded over time. So now we don't just give TTY to people anymore. We give people all different type of telephone. And then those telephone are not just for people that have hearing loss, right? Like I mentioned, it's for people that have vision loss, mobility, speech, or cognitive losses. Okay, so how is the program funded? The phone is completely free. It's absolutely free. You pick it up from us, or we mail it to you, and all you have to do is just plug into a phone jack or connect it to your cell phone. But we all know that nothing is free in this world, right? The money has to come from somewhere. So there is a surcharge on everyone's phone bill, and it's called California Relay Service and Communication Device Fund. And this is just a couple cents on everyone's phone bill that help pay for this program. So I'm just highlighting it, the name. And then on your phone bill, it might be a different name, but no matter what the name it is called, it is just a couple cents from everyone that has a phone service that help contribute to this program. So with that being said, the money is there, it's already, the money is already there, it's funded. So if you know someone that has a need for a special telephone, you just go, get it. Otherwise, you're just kind of wasting the money. Okay, so this program, not only that it's free, it has no age or income requirement. Why? The reason for that is this is a really a need-based program. If you have a need for a special telephone, you could qualify for one. Because and also we don't ask for your social security number, we don't check your insurance and none of that stuff. Okay, so once again, this program is a need-based. So if you have trouble hearing, seeing, moving, speaking, learning, or remembering, you could qualify for one of these free telephones. Okay, so now we are going to talk a little bit about the telephone that we provide. There is a misconception that our phone is only for people to use at the house. However, that has changed. All of the phone that I show you can be connected with your cell phone service. And I'm going to explain how that works in a little bit, okay? So first, we talk about phone for people that have hearing loss, because a lot of our phone has amplification, right? It makes the incoming volume louder. It is way louder than what you can get from a market. And not only that, they have a tone control, because sometimes when you have hearing loss, the louder, it doesn't mean that it's more clear, right? You want to be able to clearly understand what the other person is saying. So this phone comes with a tone control that allows you to adjust the pitch of the other person. And then, they're all hearing aid compatible, meaning that when you put the handset on with your hearing aid, it doesn't make any feedback or have any other noise. And it also has a speakerphone. So you might kind of wonder, speakerphone, I mean, a lot of phones have speakerphone, how is that helpful, right? So sometimes it's people that have hearing loss, they wear hearing aid, and then they hear better when both of the ear is working together. So for those people, we'll recommend them, instead of picking up the handset, putting on your ear, just use a speakerphone so that you can hear better. And if, for people that have severe hearing loss or completely deaf, this is what a TTY looks like, right? It has a keyboard on the body and then a little tiny screen where the words will come out. So with people that have severe hearing loss or that completely deaf, they can get a TTY, or nowadays they can get a caption phone. A caption phone comes with a bigger screen that you can read what the person is saying, and then you just respond by voice. All right, for people that have trouble seeing, we have a lot of phones that has a really big button. They have extra large button. Go back. And then not only that, the button come with different colors. So if you notice, if you're reading a book, right? If you're reading a book, usually it's a white background with white lettering on it, because that's a lot of times that's what most people see the best, right? With black letter on white paper, on white background. But on the phone that I have in here, the color combination is actually reversed. You have the black letter, black background with the white letter. For some people, they can actually see that better because the white has actually stand out better than the black. So for people like that, they can get a phone from us that has, better color contrast for them. So it's easier for them to dial. So not only that, we have different color contrast button, right? We have also phone that can talk. It has a talking keypad. It has a talking phone book. It has a talking caller ID. It's like whatever that you do, it will tell you. It tells you what you're doing. The advantage of that is you don't have to rely on your sight to know what you're doing, because when you press 1, the phone will say 1. Then you know that you have correctly pressed the button. And then with the talking caller ID is, if the phone is sitting in the kitchen, right, and if you're in the dining table, you're working, you're doing something, and then when the phone rings, it will tell you who's calling, so that you can hear who's calling before you decided to get up and go to the phone. That also tells you that a lot of our phone is designed for people that have multiple disability. Because the same feature could be good for someone that has vision loss, and it's also good for someone that has mobility issues, right? So for people that have mobility issues, for people that have slight mobility issues, we have a cordless phone. Because if you have trouble getting up from the chair, it takes you a little bit, get up from the chair, go to your walker, and then go to the phone. And then by the time when all of that is done, the call could be ended. Sometimes the caller doesn't want to wait for you for that long, or the call has gone to the answering machine. So with people, when people have trouble getting up, we suggest them, have a cordless phone so they can carry with them. They can put it in the pocket or put it with their walker. So whenever that they go, they can carry the phone with them. We also have a phone that is completely remote control. That is for a phone, that is for someone that is wheelchair bound or bedbound. They have to be stationary at one place, right? So instead of them getting up and go to the phone, we bring the phone with them. We give them a remote control so that when the calls comes in, they can just use the remote and then turns on and off the phone from a distance. Okay, next is we have telephone for people that have trouble speaking. So when I say trouble speaking is if they have a really weak voice, I was sick a couple of years ago, and then for the first time in my life, I have a flu that that takes away my voice for a day. It's like I don't know what happened to my voice. It's just gone, right? So, and when that happened, how do you talk to people? Like I don't want to have to be writing out what I wanted to say all the time, and then, but if I try to speak, they can't hear me because my volume is low. So we have telephone that has a built-in outgoing speech amplification. We have a couple telephones that has that feature. All you have to do is, if you want to make a phone call, you pick it up, you just talk, and then the phone automatically makes your voice louder. But that's good, right? That is good if you want to talk to someone over the phone. What about, if I need to talk to a person face to face, like if I need to go to the bank, or if I want to go to a restaurant, or even if I just want to talk to my spouse sitting next to me, right? We have a personal pocket talker that you can get from us for free, and it will does the job for you. You come with a little mic, you just talk into the mic, and then it will just automatically amplify your voice. And I am actually going to go to our website when I finish with this presentation and then show you how it actually looks like. Okay, so for people that have trouble learning, remembering, we have a phone that has pictures on it, right? So on the screen, you see a phone that has a numeric keypad, and then next to it, it has a couple little pictures. And those are pictures of people that you wanted to program into the phone. But then you might kind of wonder, it is so much easier for me to just write on the name or write on the phone number than, go find a picture, cut them out and put it on there, right? Actually, this is a phone perfect for someone that has learning disability or have Alzheimer's or has severe Alzheimer's, right? Because, a lot of times when you tell them the name, they don't remember. Like they can associate the letter with the face, right? But then if you show them a picture, they know, oh yeah, this is my daughter or this is my sister, So with people like that, we recommend them getting a phone that is like that. So when they wanted to call out, they just dial by picture. They push their face and then it will call the person that they wanted to call. Okay. So all of the phone that I show you is for you to use inside the house because it needs to be connected to electricity, right? But just so remember, it doesn't have to be connected to a landline phone. It could also connect to your cell phone. Now this program, this CTAP program also provides Bluetooth accessory that will connect any of the device with your cell phone. Okay. Because the reason for that is, we get a cell phone, a lot of the cell phone is a touch screen. It doesn't come with a lot of button. For people that have dexterity issues, or if your hands shake a lot, it's really difficult to try to use the cell phone, right? Because when you try to point to something, when you tap on an icon on your cell phone, you have to be precise. Because otherwise it jiggle, it does something else, or otherwise it open up or something else that is not what you want to do, right? So with so if you have trouble like that, if you know someone that have trouble like that, you can get a telephone from us, or you can get some accessory from us. So all of this accessory is connected to your cell phone with Bluetooth, and then we will help you connect them. They're really easy to use. So so these are all the accessories that that we provide. So besides equipment accessories, CTAP also provides some services. One of them is called California Relay Services. So remember back into the beginning of how this program started, we give people a TTY, right? But in order to use a TTY, there is an operator sitting in the middle. The operator is typing out what the other person is saying, and then is also revoicing what you type into the machines. So that service is called California Relay Service, and it's available 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and it's completely free for everyone that uses it. So the same operator, maybe not quite the same, but the same company, the same relay service, also provide a service called speech-to-speech service. In a nutshell, speech-to-speech service is for people that have difficulty speaking. Let's just say your speech is very slurpy, it's very blurry, right? It's hard for you to make a phone call to whoever it is. If this is the case for you, you can utilize this speech-to-speech service to make a phone call. There is specially trained operator. They are trained to understand people with difficult speech, and then they can revoice what you say for you. The way that they work is, back in the day, they just get on the phone with you, try to understand as much as you can over the phone. But nowadays they are doing it by video. They have different technique, right? You can get on a video call with them. They have this different technique. Some of them has like a piece of paper. They say yes or no, or have simple command and have the alphabet ready. So when they have trouble understand you, they have their own technique of try to figure out what you want to say and then revoice what you say to the other person. So, it's pretty neat. And again, all of this software is completely free. It's free for you. All this phone, all of this equipment, all of this service is completely free. Since it is free, there is some requirement to be qualified for our program, but they're very, very easy to meet. First, you have to be living in the state of California, which we all do. And second, you have to have some sort of phone service. It could be a landline service at home, or it could be a cell phone service. It doesn't matter what kind of service you have, as long as it's working phone service, you're good to go. And last but not least, you have to have some difficulty. And the difficulty does not have to be severe. It could be very slight if you wear glasses and it's hard for you to see the telephone, to see the tiny button on the phone. You can qualify to get a phone from us. Or it could be as severe that you have complete hearing loss. Your hearing loss is really bad and you need a caption phone. You can get one from us also. And then to qualify for this program, well, you get the applications from us. You can get the application by calling our 1-800 number, and then we will send you the application, or you can go on our website. You can just Google California phones, and then our website will pop up, and then you just click there, and then you can download an application on our website. And then you just fill up the first part. The first part is just your name, address, phone number, all the good stuff. And then you will take it to a certifying agent. So a certifying agent is basically just your medical doctor. It's basically just someone that has a medical license. Once you take the application to them, they will certify your disability. And once that is done, you can bring it to one of our offices. So unfortunately, the closest office to you is probably like an hour or 2 hours away. But that's okay. If you cannot make it to our office, you can mail the application to us. You can email or you can fax it to us. And once we receive the your application, we will call you. We will either call you or send you a letter and telling you that, oh, you know, you have been approved, your application is complete, and now, you know, let's talk about which phone you want. Once you decided on the phone that you want, we will mail it to you. Okay, so here, so this, so you know, this is our phone number. Go ahead. So go ahead and write down our 1-800 number and our website. You can also just Google California phones, and then our website should pop right up. And just so, and also just so you know, right, we provide this service in multiple languages. So if you know someone that doesn't speak English, you know, we have someone that can speak Chinese, Mandarin, I mean Chinese, Spanish, Vietnamese, Hmong, and then Russian. Okay, so I am going to end this first. Do you have any questions? If not, I wanted to show you the phone in real life. Right, so this is one of the phone that I talked about with the picture on the side. So you can see, you know, they're tiny picture. But, you know, if you want to call them, you just pick up the phone and you just press the face and then it will call that person for you. Okay, another phone that I want to show you is this one. Okay, so this is a cordless phone, you know, it's, let me see if I can bring this to you. See, I've got too many things in here. Let me just. So this is like a standard cordless phone, right? It has an answering machine, you know, it has some memory button on the top, and it has a speaker phone on the bottom, right? And it just put this on the cradle, right? But what's so special about this phone is it kind of like what I said earlier, it talks to you.
2,
Right, and I'm not looking at the phone and it's telling me that I press 2.
5,
And I press 5. So I know that, you know, if I make a mistake, I know that, you know what, I make a mistake and I want to hang up and dial again. And then this phone also will boost up the incoming volume. It will slow down the other person. Because, you know, I don't know, it is me. It is definitely me. When I get nervous or when I get excited, I start talking fast. And sometimes people have trouble hearing when people talk fast, right? So then you could press the slow button in here and then it will slow them down automatically. Right, and then another thing I wanted to show you is, let me go to the menu. And I think this will be something that you guys can do is, oh, let me see. This phone can also make your speech louder. There is a feature on here that will make your speech louder, which I don't remember where it is. Oh man, I don't remember where it is. But anyway, it does that. So when the speech outgoing amplification is on, all you have to do is just pick it up, just whisper to it. You don't have to muster your voice, and the people will notice a difference. It is a really good phone that can make your voice louder. Okay. And I know Mike has a question. Just hang on 1 second because I want to just show you one last thing. This little tiny gadget, you see, there's no wire, you know, it doesn't have a charger, it doesn't have a base. This is it. This is the whole device. This is a cell phone accessory that you can pair to your cell phone. Oh, you get to see my son, you're gonna see my face. It is paired to your cell phone with Bluetooth. So what it does is, if you have trouble navigating on your phone, right? Because it's this flat, sometimes you press here and then you end up doing something else and, you know, you get so mad and you just want to throw the phone away, right? Or sometimes when the phone rings, it's like, how do I answer, right? Because with some of the phone is you can tap, some of the phone you have to swipe, some of the phone is you have to swipe down. It get complicated, right? Instead of dealing with the phone, you can get an accessory from us, because when the phone rings, all you have to do is just press the button in the middle, You just press it one time and you just talk to it. You don't have to fuss about it. You don't have to be mad at it. You just press one button. And when it's done, when the other person hangs up, the phone will automatically hangs up. The device will hangs up by itself. Or you can just press the same button to hangs it up. Okay. And also this button will let you access your virtual assistant. If you have an iPhone, then it will activate Siri for you. If you have an Android phone, it will activate Google for you. Well, it's because sometimes if your speech is not steady, you try to say, hey, Siri, and then it doesn't respond because Siri only will respond if your voice is a certain way and a certain tone, right? So instead of fussing with that, you just press this button in the middle and it will just activate Siri for you. Right, so we have all of these gadgets that help you navigate through your phone, your cell phone. It's really hard to tell you what will work best for you, right? Because each person is different. My job here is just kind of give you an overview of what this program does, so that when we meet with you one-on-one, we will actually discuss a little bit more and tell you a little bit more how this device will help you. Does that sound good? Thank you. So I know Mike has a question. You want to unmute yourself and
Yeah.
yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. How about nuisance, what do they call, solicitor calls? How do you have does your system have in fact, I have a phone that basically blocks a call. So in other words, if somebody calls you in and then it's a solicitor, you push this button and it blocks that call. So do they have that feature? Is that a special phone?
Yeah, so this phone will
Okay.
do that. So you can block the call. Oops, I had it up. It will block, I believe, up to 100 calls for you. Why? But why you block them? They just call you back with a different phone number. Unfortunately, that's just the reality. But it does block call for you.
Yeah. I was curious how. And then you said the other thing was on the speech. Biggest problem you have is people talk too fast, especially when the doctor's office and they have a whole bunch of people they have to call. They go fast and they're young and and they're
yes.
You can't understand them.
Yes.
Okay, now you had a phone that basically does that too. I assume
it's the same phone. So
okay.
if you're talking to them live while you're talking, you just press the slow button.
Okay.
Okay. But if they call you and they leave your message, it happens to me all the time. Even on my cell phone, I don't hear them as good. On the cell phone, you can read because sometimes it will give you a transcript, right? But on your home phone, you can't do that. So on the home phone, there is a slow button. And it's really good. It's actually really good. You press it one time, it's slow a little bit. You press it again, it's slow it even more.
Right.
Why? So you can do the slow on the answering machines.
Yeah, so it sounds like it's a firmware in the phone. It's recording it and then it goes ahead and changes the speed of your speech like they do. Well, it's like all the stuff now on that type of electronic system. So that's it. And yeah, the call thing is, I mean, you're attached to one of these robotic collars, of course, and electronically you're doing this, and they call from all over. Now you get calls from everywhere. Well, that's because the CID, they're just picking it up and adding it to it. So basically, you end up filling the queue. And then when the queue is full, well, then you have, and it just comes in. But okay, well, that's been helpful then. Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Yeah, unfortunately, there is really no way to completely eliminate those robocall. That just
Can these phones be taken with you?
To taking with you. So
like, for example, if you go shopping.
Okay. Not the home phone, right? Because they need to stay at the house, but the accessory. So this is just one of the accessory that we have. So this accessory can be taken with you outside the house. If people drive, they put it on the visor. They can use that at the Bluetooth speaker. like you say, if you go to grocery shopping, you can take this with you. This is
Well, what if
completely mobile.
my wife doesn't have a cell phone? I mean,
Mhm.
she has she doesn't have a smartphone.
Mhm.
She has a flip phone from Lively, it used to be called Jitterbug, which is supposed to be for seniors. But it's, we're having a lot of trouble with it. And so, but the feature of being able to take it with you is important. Because
Yes.
that phone is also an emergency service.
Yes. So, okay. So I just want to make one thing clear. Okay. We only give you the device itself. We do not give you the service. So you still have to get the service somewhere. Right. So let's just say you got this device, right? Because it will make your cell phone louder. You will still need a phone. It doesn't have to be a smartphone. It just needs to be a phone that has Bluetooth. Those flip phone from Jitterbug, they have Bluetooth. A lot of this flip phone nowadays, they have Bluetooth. So if she have,
Okay,
yeah.
good. All right, I got you.
Yeah, got it. So yeah, so the phone need to be connected to something. And like I said earlier, even if you get a phone like this, if you want to just use it at home, but if you don't have a landline service, this could connect to your cell phone with Bluetooth. We will provide you all the Bluetooth device to connect it to the cell phone for you. Okay.
If your family has a landline with several cordless phones and a answering service,
Mm-hmm.
and so my wife is hard of hearing, could you get a specialized phone that would link in with the answering machine? Or
Okay, so let's just say she got this phone, right? She got this phone, and if you already has an existing answering machine at home, we will turn that off and just let all the messages goes in here, right? But if you have voicemail, from the phone company, the one that you can check online, or or you have to dial a passcode to access it, that is a different, right? So it's up to you if you want to use the answering machine on the phone or if you want to use voicemail. But if you use voicemail, you can still use the specialized telephone to check your voicemail to make it louder and make it slower on here too. Okay.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
yes,
sounds good.
Okay, so if not, I am going to look at the comments. Oh, David said it's really cool. Yeah, some of this phone, some of the feature you listen to it might not apply to you, or you couldn't figure out how it will benefit you. But when we meet you like one-on-one, when we teach you how to use it, it is really amazing. Oh, Max says one of the useful feature on our phone is filter spam. So I think that was the same question that Mike has. Like, oh, him. I think Mac raised her hand. Go ahead, Meg. Oh, you gotta unmute yourself first.
Yeah. My husband has Parkinson's and his voice is low, and I am deaf and I need amplification of various sorts. So actually, I was surprised listening. One thing I thought, actually, we would both be able to apply for a phone, one that helped amplify and one that helped sound for me and voice for him. And microphone, but we could get two different phones, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That is
Okay.
correct. So
And
go ahead,
anyway, there are so many features. I feel like I would need to kind of sit down and look and calculate, kind of which I would need and what he would need, and plus the microphone that would be useful for amplifying his voice, and it's just very interesting. Lots of possibilities.
Yeah, so I'm gonna show my screen one more time because this is something that I really want to show you. Okay, so this is California phone website. Like we go to home, this is what this is kind of what you look. So you can go to application to get the applications, or you can, and then after that, not all, you can go to specialized products. You click on it. Some of our phone, they're divided by different category, right?
Oh,
So
uh-huh,
I'm
yes,
gonna go to speech.
uh-huh,
And I scroll down. So this is the phone. I don't want to show you this. I don't want to show you. I want to show you this one. So this is
Uh-huh.
the one that for people to use in a face-to-face conversation. I don't know why I didn't show you the mic, but it comes with a mic. Unfortunately, it is all wire. It's not a wireless mic, but it's really good, right? The silver knob on the top, you can adjust the volume to make it louder or lower. It comes with a little bell so you can carry it with you. So if you need to go to the bank, you can use the mic to talk. If you want to order your own food, this will amplify the sounds for you.
Oh.
So this is for you to use in face-to-face conversation, because on a phone, you just get one of this phone, you just turn on the mic and it just make it louder for you.
Uh-huh.
And I don't think you guys will need any of this. Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, you kind of see we have all different kind of equipment. Why? So that kind of like Max says, how do you know which will work best for you, right? One of the way is obviously is for you guys to come to the office. When you come to the office, we have someone that sit next to you and really kind of decide what, and help you and match you with all the phone that we have. But the office is far, it's either in Sacramento, so it is in Berkeley or in San Francisco. We do sometime hold event in Santa Rosa. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Earl Baum Center. We are there once in a while. Oh, actually, we have a display there. If you go and make an appointment, if you can call them and make an appointment with them, they will open up their clinic once a month. If you have visions, if you need help with vision, they will be more than happy to talk to you. And then they will show you the phone and then let you know what will best for you. They have a display, and the person that works there is really great.
What was the name of the facility?
Oh, someone put it in the chat. David put it in the chat. It's Earl Baum Center for the Blind.
Oh, that's something,
I
okay.
think it's with an
Yeah.
M.
Any other questions?
As far as getting the application, I had to step away when you were talking about that.
Oh,
But is that from the California Connect? Is that the website where they have it?
yes, it's the same
Oh.
website. You just go to
Okay.
applications and then get it from there.
I came in just as you said California Connect and I didn't get it all, but okay, I figured it out later. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
You think that the best way to figure this out is to go to one of the centers?
It is. It definitely is. You get to touch them, try them. I mean, just because earlier I showed you some phone in the PowerPoint versus when I showing you it in person, it's different, right? It is definitely the best, but it's far. I don't expect you to drive up there, right? You can also look it up under the website, kind of get a feel of how they look and what they does. And then after you apply, you can either call us, and then when you call us, they can talk to you a little bit over the phone. If you feel like, this is I'm not really getting what I need, what I want, then maybe you'll make the trip down to the office and see us.
No, the office is open on Saturdays.
No, none of the office open on Saturday. It's only Monday to Friday. Is a regular business hour. But Berkeley is beautiful. Berkeley is cooler. Berkeley is 10 degrees cooler than Santa Rosa. So whenever it's 100 degrees in Santa Rosa, you go down to Berkeley. You can, we're by the water, so you can have a cooler day.
Well, that's where we would go because that's the easiest trip for us.
Yeah.
So, but it's only open on weekdays.
Yes.
Okay, that's doable.
They're not retired.
What was that?
They're not retired.
Yeah, I wish. I
No,
wish
I'm not. I'm not.
You're not.
I
Yeah.
work 3 days a week, so, but I could make a weekday with a special appointment. Thank you.
No problem.
Thanks.
Does the Earl Bomb Center just have phones for vision impaired, or do they have the whole array of devices?
I want to say that they have majority of our phone, right? But they might not have the latest, and they might not know as much as us, because they're just like volunteering, a space and one of their staff to help us. They can kind of give you an overview, and what they're gonna tell you is mostly focus on vision, because that's their specialty.
Right.
But you can definitely go in there, kind of look at it, and then because they do have the phone. If it's something that jumps out at you, write down the model number. When you call us, we can give you a little bit more detail, right? Or you can email me. If you email me, you and I can make an appointment. And then, yeah, if same thing for Myron, if you email me, I can make an appointment with you, set up a time, and I can, walk you through a little bit more of what would work best for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, let me put my email address on the website. I mean, on the chat. So email me. I will put down my phone number too. You can call me. If you call me, you need to leave a message, because if you don't leave a chase that you call me, I will not remember. And then I will not call you back. So you can either call me or you can text me. Okay. So just make sure you let me know that you have called, that you text me that, oh, well, I want to make an appointment with you, so that, I will remember to call you back.
Would you put your phone number up there again?
Sure. So it's 510-220-4150.
Thank you.
4150.
4150.
Is that your landline or cell?
That's my cell phone. So you can text me, you can call me, you can email me. If you call me, leave a message. I'm one of those people that doesn't answer the call, like it's just too many spam.
Can you do the number? Can you do your number one more time, please?
Yes, it's 510-220-4150.
Thank you.
No problem. Yeah, so I always tell people, if this is not a service that you can take advantage of, if you feel like you're not there, or your phone is good, tell your friends, tell your family. We all know someone that is struggling with communications. Well, if it's not the phone call, it could be a cell phone, or it could be face-to-face conversation. So and this program is here. If you don't utilize it, it's really just goes to waste. Okay, before I close it out, I have one more thing to tell you. I know some of you is really good with technology, because you're all on Zoom, you all know how to use Zoom. But if you know someone that is struggling, that have trouble navigating their cell phone or understand how to use their cell phone, we actually has a class that will teach people how to use their cell phone. The class is combination in person, or it could be done virtually. Okay, if it's in person, it could be like in a library, it could be in senior housing. I don't, it's depends where you live. But if you call us, I mean, you have my email address, you have my phone number. If you call me or email me, I will connect you to the right person that can tell you where is the closest class to you. But if you guys are interested in taking the class virtually, you can also call me or email me. I will send you the link where the class is. I will connect you to the right person, and the person will tell you where the class is. Just to kind of give you an overview what the class is. Right now we're teaching the basic features of the phones, right? It could be iPhone, it could be Android. I just happens to have an iPhone, so I'm just gonna demonstrate a little bit to you on the iPhone, right? So we kind of go over of what each button does, because each button does a little thing, does different thing depending on how you use it. The first thing we teach you is something called gesture. Gesture is just you're tapping. While you're tapping, you're pressing, you're holding. But the key to that is, let's just say, I tap on my apps here. I tap, it opens, right? But what happened is when you press it down and hold it down a little bit longer, that gesture is not tapping anymore because you're doing a different things, right? So in a class, we kind of explain to you why you want to tap and why you want to press and hold and why you want to like triple tap or whatever. Because, all of that does a little things, right? So it is a really good class for people that, wanted to learn the basic feature of the phone. Yes, and also we also explain to you what is Wi-Fi, what is the difference between Wi-Fi and your own
We have a
data.
class on using cell
Yeah.
phones.
And also we teach
it
you what
virtually.
is Bluetooth,
I don't know.
because, all of this wire, remember how I tell you we have this Bluetooth accessory? Back in the day, it's wire. It's kind of like this, right? I have a earbuds, I connect it to my laptop. But nowadays you can replace this wire with Bluetooth. So we kind of explain to you what is Bluetooth, how to connect it and what you can do with it and all of that. And it's all completely free. Everything that we do is free. Nothing better than free. So if you have a need, if you want to learn better how to use a smartphone or all of this equipment, just call me or email me and I will connect you to the right person.